Hello, Corrie here, stopping in to have a little conversation. Forgot to light my candles. So I'm just randomly stopping in again. Just trying to find on my Facebook, make sure I'm here. And we have a guest tonight. We have Miss Phoebe joining us. Hey, Phoebe. So if anyone is on YouTube and can let me know if I'm being seen there as well, that would be great. And I'm just going to let some people join in before we actually start. How come? All right, we got a few people coming in. Hello. Hello, Candace. Not too long ago. I am well. And hello, Liz. So I am on YouTube, but perfect. And I know I'm on Facebook. So yeah, we have a little visitor with us tonight, a little guest, Phoebe. Hey, where did my live just go? There. Hello, Sonia. So good to see you. And Claire, hello. It has been a while since I've seen you. We're just letting some people come in, join in with us. And while we're waiting, I just launched a new master class of my everyday or my revival of the divine feminine. Revival of the divine feminine, yes. And so I released a new master class that I'm going to be starting in September. I think it's September the 18th. So if you are interested, all the information is on Facebook. It is also on my website. It is a 4-week class of 90 minutes for each one. It is one of those classes that I could make go on for like probably 6 months, but I'm going to try to put a lot of information in 4 weeks. So it is about the way of the mystic. So it is the way of the mystic, and it is about that really truly sharing that experience of that transformation from the early days into now, and channeling and prophecy work and all those things that go with it, but also that sense of our spiritual connection and within ourselves. So it's just so much. I'm trying to think of everything that's in that little thing, but Candace, you had a coffee date? Oh, I'm right excited for you. And how did it go? How was it, Candace? Was it good? Did you enjoy it? Hi, Brianna. You have to fill me in here and let me know how that went for you, Candace. I'm so excited for you. Yay. Went on a coffee date. That is such a big deal. So I am going to pull a few cards, but I am going to just wait for a few more people to come in, just for the room to fill up a little bit more. So we've had lots of, hello, MJ. We've had lots of crazy energy, lots of crazy energy, lots of stuff happening, a lot of movement. I always share my experience. I'm still smiling from ear to ear. Yes. That makes me so happy. And hello, everyone who is watching. And I have so many people that message me later and just say, I always watch, but I don't comment. And I so appreciate that. I appreciate that you're there. I appreciate that you're here and you're a part of this. all of the collective energy, all the collective reading that I do, it does go to everyone, right? It's a collective energy. And so it does reach everyone. And of course, when I come in and do this work, or I come in and pull cards, I always do this as my give back service. So the other thing that's happening is there is only a week left for the $44 2-card reading of my Everyday Goddesses. That is on my website. There's like a pop-up comes up, and it's a 2-card reading that's a video email that's emailed to you, and it ends September the 1st. Yes, we're still going to be in September. Hello, Tracy. So nice to see you here. And Cody, hello. I love my Hawaii people that come in. And so yeah, so I see there is a fair number starting to join in here. I got to show you, for those who can't see, look at my little Phoebe girl. Isn't she just the cutest? Well, you can only see part of her. So funny thing, we went away on holidays, and my little Phoebe girl would not let my sister-in-law upstairs in the loft in my bedroom. She was like guarding, and she would not let her in. I'm like, but she is so sweet. And they're like, no, she was growling. So she was growling at my sister-in-law and wouldn't let my sister-in-law come upstairs, wouldn't let her in the office, wouldn't let her in the bedroom. And she literally had to get, like, I had a carry-on left in the bedroom. She had literally had to get the carry-on and like use it as a shield. She said, because she was like lunging at her. That's my sweet little Phoebe girl. So yes, so we have a lot of crazy energy. And it's really truly going to be a little bit crazy for a little bit longer. It's definitely out there. You may be noticing it in your own journey. You may be noticing it in social media. You may be noticing in things you're trying to do. You may be kind of feeling like you're trying to get ahead, but you're going backwards. Your cat does that as well, Claire. I had a rag doll for 15 years. My rag doll was the sweetest little thing. Like she would never have bit nobody, scratched nobody, growled at anyone. She would let me shave her. This one will not even let me brush her. Like, it is crazy. She's my girl. I got her from Slave Lake Rescue. But she is glued to my side like this all the time. She is definitely my girl. And so, yeah, you may be noticing it in different areas. You may find yourself being distracted. For myself, where I noticed it the last couple days was actually in things that I was doing that was like trying to kind of begin putting myself back in life in certain areas after my surgery, after all those things that I've had to kind of put on pause in my life, is getting back into the flow of those things and really noticing that my confidence was not there. Or I go back and I'm just like, I don't know if this feels right. I feel like it's like everything feels foreign to me. Everything feels foreign to me. So there's a lot of really what feels foreign kind of energy. I don't know how to put that. I don't have all the words of how to put that yet, but that's what it's like. Hello, Natasha. And so, yeah, that's been really coming up lately. So with this energy. Now, as Candace went on her date, there is a lot of unexpected, beautiful opportunities. It is a time of when new relationships may form. It may be a time of when you have to communicate through some of the messages that you need to communicate through in your own relationships, a time for great conversations, those things. You may find yourself returning to, like, almost like trying to go back to the way things were. Like, if I could just go back. And I think there's a real boomerang energy in there, because it's a lot of familiarity to 2020. And it's really feeling a lot of the familiar energy that was in late 2019 and into 2020. Because I want to say it's more like 2019. It's really something that's really feeling very similar to that we also have happening now. And I feel that. I can feel it on like such a big level. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go right into readings because if you want to know more about the energy update, you can go to YouTube and listen to the new moon. And Jesus, you know what? I don't think I put out an energy update for this week. See, that's exactly what it's like. I also didn't do a daily update today. I don't think I have a weekly energy update out. I know I don't. I will get an energy update out this tomorrow, I'm sure. So consider this our energy update as we move through this. So I'm going to start with a general card, and let's see where this goes. And I'm going to go with my everyday goddess oracles. Let me start there. I pulled the divine sisterhood, the divine feminine, the sisterhood. So, what I want to bring up in this card and what's coming up for me in this card is the essence of this shadow. And so, sometimes it's like the whole world kind of puts its nose in where it doesn't belong. Um, it feels like an invasion sometimes. Sometimes it feels like when people believe they have your best interest and everyone has an opinion about what you should do with your life and how your life should go. It feels like it's so easy for everyone to be able to put in their 2 cents worth. But the key thing is to always look at the life they are living and what their life looks like. And who we are behind closed doors when nobody's looking is what matters the most. And a good really card that resonates with this right now is our good message was, I know I seen this a few times this week in reels, and it was something Oprah had posted when she was interviewing um, Melinda Gates. And it talked about, really truly when, being honest with ourselves is when you have envy, jealousy that's coming in from, either people in your life or friends that are around or whatever it is that that's not the people that you want to make your friend, right? It's like really truly being aware of this. And so the other part of this card, it speaks about our environment. And a saltwater fish cannot survive in fresh water. A freshwater fish cannot survive in salt water. Our environment matters, as do the people that we surround ourselves with. It matters. And so when we have our environment that is around us filled with, say, toxic energy or a lot of negativity, it is so easy to get lost in that, and a part of us really truly um, kind of fades away. That's the word they're giving me. It fades away. It's like we lose something or we shut down. We feel as if we can't feel like we can be safe to be ourselves. So can you be, do you feel like you can be safe? Do you feel like it's safe for you to be you around the people in your life? And I know there was a period of time in my life when I really had to hide all of this aspect of who I was. And I couldn't be this. And so I would have to, only share parts and pieces of myself. And the energy, and as we're moving through this energy, is about being aware of why we mask, why we hide, why we shut down, why we have that happening to us. Well, hello, Edie and Miss Franny and Danielle. Hello, good to see you here. Um, and so this card is speaking about your environment. It is speaking about that energy. And so being surrounded by and knowing that sense of, you know, is it safe for me to be myself? And sometimes here's the key: the person you're not safe with is your own self. Is because if you keep telling yourself that I can't be this, I can't do that, or that I'm not good enough. And so then what happens to us is you start to shut down because we have doubt, we have insecurities, we have these fears, and we hide aspects of ourselves, even from ourselves. And so the biggest thing that we do in this life is that the biggest fear that we have is the fear of being all of us, being our whole self, being our fullest of truth. And a huge part of who we are is more than our physical body. It is so much more than that. And so our spirit, our essence of our spiritual being so much more and stepping into a higher level of consciousness. And when we say this, and I say this in a way of really recognizing that when you are really truly processing through your life and the direction of your life and the people that you want to have in your life, if it is based on somebody else's opinions of what you should be, what your life should look like, who you should be around, then you literally become somebody else's life, and you will live somebody else's life, and you will not be living your own life. So how many times in our lives have we truly been living somebody else's life, somebody's unmet dreams, somebody's unmet needs? And how many times have we surrounded ourselves with people who we know there's our body tells us we should, that is not a safe place for us to be, but yet we stay. You see it in relationships. You see it in the relationship of the empath and the narcissist, because the narcissist will always need an empath, right? And so this sense of awareness is what feels like is trying to open us up more to really truly look at that divine feminine sisterhood and that sense of, our environment, and that our environment matters, and where we place ourselves and who we are when nobody's looking. All of that matters so deeply, so much, and it's so important for us to really truly hold on. And I don't know who's clapping their hands like this, but I got somebody coming through and I'm chuckling because I'm trying to give the message to the card, and I got a person coming through. So I got somebody's loved one coming in, and they always did this. They were always like, they talked, they clapped their hands, and they got me smiling, and they're interrupting my message that I'm trying to give, and I can't get the freaking message out. I hate it when they do that, but I also love it. So I'm gonna leave the collective message now, and I'm gonna go in. I'll come back to the collective message at the end. But I got a woman here, and I feel like she was always smiling, but she had a real freaking sarcastic funny about her. Like she just knew how to kind of get her point across without saying any without kind of saying anything. And she was always doing this, and she was like clapping her hands, and she kind of feels like she might be a little bit, the way she tells me is she's kind of rolly. She's kind of rolly. So I don't know if she had like a bigger hips or bigger bum or something. And I just feel like she rolls a little bit, but she does this and she talks with her hands, and she's always clapping her hands like she's, and singing. I feel like she always was like singing. So whether she was singing hymns or whether she was singing like some sort of songs, but I keep getting like almost like old songs. Like it could be country, it could be hymns, it could be something like that. Is there anyone that this woman is connecting to tonight? Because she's the reason I'm friggin' here, because I wasn't really coming in to do a live. And so does she resonate with anyone? Is there anyone that I have in here right now that she's resonating with? Brianna, that sounds like your sister. Sounds exactly like my sister who passed away in November. Oh my God. Okay. And so was was she always like on the sunny side of things? I feel like she's very on the sunny side of things. And as I'm bringing her in, I keep getting like, and I keep getting like heartburn. I'm like, so I don't know if she had something chest wise or heart wise, but I'm getting like some sort of burning that's here. She was always on the sunny side of things, right? Okay. And so and so I just got this sense of like heart center, like something of the heart that's coming up. Um, I called her Sunshine or Samshine. Samshine? Oh my God. Okay, that's so perfect. This is so her then. And I just can't stop smiling. It's Brianna, I really can't stop smiling. That's what she's given me. She was interrupting my whole, I'm trying to get that message out, and I'm like, why is my message so interrupted? Why can I not get my message out? And she was so coming in and she was so coming through. And she really truly wanted me to really make sure I spoke of her. She really needs you to know that she's as happy on the other side as she was happy here on earth. And there was never a dull moment when she was around. She was always somebody who was busy. She was always somebody that was excited about life. And she's just as busy in spirit as she is in life, as she was in life. Um, she her eyes, there's something about her eyes, the glow in her eyes, or something about her eyes, that she keeps showing me, and I just keep getting her eyes, and I keep getting kind of this like squinting of her eyes, and so she's and and when she did get pissed off, you knew she was mad. Might not have got, you would have to really push her, but once she got pissed off, when she was mad, she was mad. And I feel like there was somebody who she was mad at. Who was she mad at, Brianna? Right. Oh, she had beautiful eyes. Okay. I'm just like, I just see these eyes and they're just like, I just like, that's all I'm seeing is like her eyes and her smile and this beautiful life. She had a temper, didn't she? Okay, because I'm like, she is like over the moon. Like she can be as happy, but once you pissed her off, she was pissed off. Like she would be so freaking mad and she would get so mad and she'd be so upset. And I'm like, and she's like, so I feel like it was somebody that she was either pissed at or she was pissed off at. And I don't know who that was, but she's kind of chuckling at it. Our dad. Okay. And she's telling me you would know. She says, you would know, you'll know. They weren't on the best of terms when she passed. Okay. Yeah. And she just says, like, it was her temper. And they probably matched bullheadedness, right? Like there is like this bullheadedness. And she just says, like, she's she's free of that. She's free of that. She doesn't have that anymore. We were best friends. You still are best friends. Don't say we were. You're still best friends. She is still your best friend. She is still very much with you. She's always with you. She'll never not be with you in one way or the other. You will know she is present. And she might be a newbie to the other side, but that doesn't matter to her. She knows what she's like, she knew she needed to find her way to get through. She was the female version of her dad. Okay. Yeah. And so just know that she is, um, yeah, she's not angry at him anymore. They match tempers. They match tempers. And that's what I'm seeing is that they match tempers, that they could, hold on. My daughter was calling. Um, yeah. So just know that looks just like him. Okay. Yeah. So she's not mad no more. She's happy. She's smiling. Now I do have to ask, why am I getting like the heartburn thing? What is that about? What is with something here? What is with something here? Because it keeps coming back, Brianna. I keep getting it and it keeps returning, keeps returning. Was there something coming back up or like something? I get this. I don't know what this is, but it keeps coming up and she keeps going back to it. Um, and so I don't know exactly, but I keep getting that feeling here. Unless it is her voice, like really speaking up, or she overdosed. So I'm not sure. Okay. All right. So it's probably tied to something here. Okay. All right, I got it. I got it. Makes sense to me. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm asking her for any last words. Um, you did you try to save her, or was she at one point in rehab? Oh, she would love to sing. She would love to talk to hear your offering. So yeah, throat. Um, but she didn't speak the important things. It was like she kind of talked around things, and she talked herself out of things. Like she could convince you she was fine if she wasn't. So, but I feel like you tried to save her or something at one point, or you just okay. She was supposed to be going to treatment 2 weeks before she passed. All right. Because what she's telling me is she's saying, I'm sorry. And I just, and the way I get I'm sorry is I'm sorry always comes up like a hand like this. Like, I'm sorry. Like they always do this is I'm sorry. So she just says, and you were the one who found her. All right. Um, and so, yeah, so she is, she's with you. She's smiling. Um, and she's trying to help you in all ways that she can. But, yeah, you tried to help her, and I feel like you're just going to know she's so around. She's just so present. She's so present. She was like a force to be reckoned with to come in, and to bring her in. So she is, and that's what she wanted us to know. Of all things, that's what she wanted us to know. She wanted us to see that smiliness of her. She wanted us to see that happy again. So I think so that you can remember those parts of her, and not the moment, and kind of not so much the moment of when you found her. It's more of what she was like, her legacy of what she was like in person, and not so much of what she was like, not in the moment that you found her. And that's what she's trying to bring to you. I think that's, my ear is like just suddenly ringing. And I think that is so that she can help you with your healing as you move forward. That's what I got for you. And she's fading, so I'm getting that static again now, so I'm losing connection with her. But that's what I got for you, Brianna. Thank you so much. I'm so happy I could bring her in for you tonight. She's the reason why I'm here. Okay. Hello, Linda, and who else has joined in since? Wendy, hello. Claire, you got goosebumps? I wasn't going to open my Facebook, but something told me to open the app. See, I'm telling you, you are so welcome. That's how spirit moves us. That's when I tell you, like, we are so much more than our physical body. And if we only live our physical body, we live contained, we live held in. Today, I released a blog that I wrote about my beta fish that died yesterday. It's not about the fish, its name was Hope. And so the fish inspired the writing. And so it's a writing about hope. And sometimes, we hold on to hope until we hold on to people with hope that things will change, until we just have to let go and surrender, and just let them go and let them be. And you know and that is one of those, that's one of those moments of where we can, we're limited, but we our faith, if we keep holding on to faith. And so the blog is actually on Facebook. It's also on my website as well. My website is full of blogs. I don't know how many blogs, but I do a lot of writing, as you probably know, by the books that are out. Um, but there's three. There's a new blog, and it just went out. It's on Facebook as well. And so I talk about the fish died, but hope moved on. Hope moved on. And so the fish died, but hope moved on. And so, yeah, go read it. It's worth reading. Okay. I got a lot of freaking static tonight. Man, there's so much static. Every time I go to talk, I got all this interruption. Like spirit is so connecting tonight. And I don't mean everyone that's here, your loved ones, but okay. Hmm. I don't know why I just got hocus pocus. Hocus pocus. I don't know where that just came in. Hocus pocus. Okay. Let me just start by pulling someone for a card. uh let's start with who would like a card? I'll pull a couple. Who would like a card? I'm gonna go up to Liz though. Liz McCullum. Hello, Linda and Marcella and Beatrice and Cheryl. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way up to Liz. If you're still here, Liz, let me know. Liz is here. Okay, so I'm choosing Liz first. I feel like I'm being called to you, Liz, and I'm actually going to switch from my deck to the Lantern Oracle. Liz, let's see what the cards hold for you today. Oh, I have not seen this card before. Why does my camera look like it's dropping down? Distorted perceptions. Liz, you got distorted perceptions. You know what this card looks like? She looks like my O'Malley. She looks a lot like my O'Malley. That's what she looks like. And so my O'Malley is the imposter. And when we become an imposter to ourselves. So, it's so easy for us to be able to distort our own truth. It's so easy for us to get lost in what is happening in the world. It's so easy for us to get all over the place and to listen to, as the first card said, as listen to everyone else's opinions or all the other opinions about the world, but not to trust ourselves. And so distorted perceptions, I also then pulled soul connections, Vidoma in my deck. And so learning to be able to trust yourself and not the distorted static of the outside world. The outside world is so full of chatter and noise, and it's easy to get caught up in it. It's easy to get lost in that, Liz. And I feel like for some reason, somehow, there is some sense of you in a distorted perspective. And so reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. And that was this card. And so, we're raised to believe certain things, but it doesn't mean that's the reality. Is that there's many truths and there's many realities. There's not just one. So we can get ourselves so lost in the realities of listening to the opinions of others. You ever be around, Liz, that one person who sees everything that is wrong before they can see anything that is right? And so then it causes you to doubt yourself. I'm like, friends like that, who needs enemies, right? So that's some people's natural state of being, but it's also some people's conditioning, how they've been conditioned. And so what you're being told is to really, truly, to really look at that distorted view, distorted perspectives, and how it is standing in the way of you trusting your own self. And soul connection is the one, if we let ourselves be silent, let ourselves sit in the silence and listen to our soul and listen to what is coming up, and not listening to our worry, not listening to our fear stories, not listening to all this, but listening to the soul, then it communicates some truth. And for you, Liz, I can say that, when you're, just for example, when you're existing in just the regular everyday world versus when you are playing your singing bowls. The difference of trust that is in that moment of playing your bowls, and however nothing else matters. You can't think of what's happening in the world when you're playing your singing bowls. You are lost in spirit. You are in spirit. You're intertwined. If you could see color, like you'd see you and your bowls and the frequency and this all joining together, and you'd be lost in there. And you would be in this higher vibrating energy. And then when you come out, then you drop down into that lower vibrating energy. And that's where worry exists. And so you knowing a truth and you stepping into that truth is you trusting your soul, you trusting your whole self, trusting you is the same thing. When you can trust, when you know you and you can trust that, it is no different than when you're playing the bowls. So you got to really truly let go of some sort of distorted perspectives that kind of is intercepting or stand in the way of you being able to experience this beautiful vibrating energy that's here for you. And it's here helping you somehow. And I feel like that's the angels and really connecting to the angels. And um, take a breath. I feel like it's like getting almost wound up. Sit back, take a breath. You need to take a breath. You need to breathe because it's like there's just like your head is too far away and your body is trying to pull you back. And it's like you need to take a breath and you need to breathe. Trust and believe. Exactly, Beatrice. So that's what I got for you, Liz. Okay. Ha. Look at all the people. Look at all the people wanting a card. Okay, let's go. Let me go up here. Me, 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 me. Okay, I am gonna go with Claire. I'm going with Claire. Claire, I really feel like you need a card. Ooh. You got Magdalene. You have eternal. And this is Magdalene. And so Magdalene is in the mother energy. It's in the nurturing energy. And she's card number 18, which she could be a 9, which means she can be 3. And so she is riding that wave and it's opening your heart. And I feel like Claire, you may have been recently or in the, in the recent past, you may have been experiencing some moments that really truly gave you every reason to kind of close your heart off, to really truly have that sense of um, feeling like you needed to run, feeling like you needed to run, Claire. And sometimes what happens when we have those experiences and we get running and we're like, I'm not doing this no more and I'm going to do this. It's we empower our shadow. And so when we empower our shadow to start to live our lives, is that then we're operating from our ego. And that egoic self of that brings in our fear stories develops or cultivates false confidence. And then it's not our real confidence. It's not our real truth. It is that which we are in, that which is protection, that which has always been our safety, that which we've always been able to so-called depend on. But that's not true. That's a false reality because the evidence is in those times we've said, I got this. I don't need anyone. I'm doing it all on my own. And how much in those moments we may have existed in struggles. How many times that has brought you to maybe choosing wrong people, making wrong choices, letting people back in your life that maybe should never have been back in your life again, Claire. And I just feel like that sisterhood card that I pulled very in the beginning, I think that card was for you. I really feel like somehow that card was for you. Your environment matters. And so the beautiful turtle is about longevity, right? That eternal. Our soul self is It's here for eternity, right? It is a continual, it's continuing clear. And so sometimes we feel like we need to rush life or rush through things, but sometimes that's slow and steady. And if we let ourselves be moved by our higher expression of self, we get into the flow. When we allow ourselves to be moved by our higher self rather than by our lower expression of ourselves, we get moved into the flow and things start to work out for us in life. But every time we go into protection, is that we close down. And opening our hearts and keeping your heart open is a key to you moving forward, key to all things that are developing or that are growing in your life. Because I feel like you have planted some new seeds in your life. And, do we want weeds to grow up and drown and and kind of grow over that seed so the seed can break ground and you can break through the ground? But we don't want to be in a repeat again. So you don't want to be in some sort of repeat in your life of where you repeat an old pattern, repeat a cycle again. It's like when that seed sprouts and it grows up and through the ground. If the weeds are there, then the weeds can overshadow, right? So the shadow self, the shadow aspect, the old narrative that we jump back into, getting us into comfort, can overshadow the essence of something that feels like it's bringing you into bringing you into a new experience. And so don't let your own shadow overshadow you, because your softness, your vulnerability, that part of you is the part of you that needs to walk the path that you're walking in this near future, whatever that may be. So be very aware of that. And really notice any old words, language you may use, like, I got this, I don't need anybody, anything like that that may come up, because it does feel like that's where it's like affecting or influencing, um, impacting you. So, being aware so that you don't repeat those patterns. That's what I got for you. And I hope, Claire, that helps you in some way. Um, huh. Okay. I'm trying to see who else. Okay, no freaking way. I got another woman here. I have another woman coming in. Damn it. Makes a lot of sense to you? Good. You are so welcome. Okay, I have another woman coming in, and she's coming in strong. And I'm going to go back to the heartburn thing that I thought I was feeling earlier that was tied to Brianna's sister. I have this heartburn again. And it's somebody who's telling me they had some sort of signs. I feel like they either had a heart attack. It's a woman. She had a heart attack. She either had a heart attack or she was having heart palpitations or heart issues, and she had heartburn. I feel like she might have had signs that she didn't know was signs. I'm almost like feeling like I got this belching coming up. She's definitely, and probably she's old. She's a little bit older. um, she has short hair and it's white. And she keeps coming in and she keeps coming in. And I know she's here for someone specific, but she is a mother. She tells me she's definitely a mother. So the daughter would be here. The daughter would be here, is what it feels like to me. So I don't know which one of you owns this mom or where she belongs, but she's back in here again. Um, and she's a mother. She feels very much like a mother. Um, she is not long gone. And she had something going on. She also had something going on with her back. She had something going on with her back. I feel like she had back issues or her back was sore. So I don't know if she was having to lay down more or if she was in bed, but I feel like she's yeah, something to do with a heart. Does that make sense to anyone? Cheryl, my auntie just passed away a few weeks ago. Does anything that I said, Cheryl, link to her? Hello, Allison. Oh my God, the craft dinner girl. Thank you for being here. So nice to see you. Does that make sense, Cheryl? She had heart problems and she was in hospital for a while. Okay, and was her hair graying or did she have like some sort of like her hair? What was with her hair? Um, I'm going to keep speaking about her while I'm waiting for you to write. So, yeah, so she tells me she was in the hospital for a while. That she tells me she was in bed for a while. Her back hurts. Gray, yes. Okay, thank you. That's what I'm looking for. She has gray hair and it was short. Thank you. I'm like, she got short gray hair. That's exactly as she showed me in her heart. And I feel like she was always kind of like belching, or she always had something coming back up, like gas or something. Like she always felt like she felt bloated. What I feel like her body feels like my hands feel swollen, my feet feel swollen. I feel like she was very swollen. Now, was she almost like a mother to you as well, Cheryl? And she's very pushy. Like she wanted to get in. I knew I had another woman here, and I feel like she was very motherly. Like she cared for everyone, and in her days, I feel like she really had to. She really took care of a lot of people, and somebody didn't take responsibility for something in their lives. Like they didn't take responsibility. I feel like she took responsibility for somebody else's shortcomings. Where somebody else fell short, she stepped in. Does that make sense to you? And she keeps showing me a basket, and I don't know what's in the basket, but it could be like knitting or it could be something. But I keep seeing like a basket, but I keep getting like a basket. It almost feels like it's like wicker or weaved or something. And I know I'm throwing a lot at you, Cheryl, but she's coming in really quickly, and I want to get all of her information in as she's given it. She tells me she's like almost as if she had bed sores. That's what it feels like. She was just so tired. And she says, I was just tired. I was just tired. I was so tired. I was just tired. I was so tired. And she was tired of being there. I was tired of being there. Just pissed off. I was just tired of being there. I didn't want to be there no more. Um, and and it's almost as if she was always in waiting, like she was waiting for someone to come, waiting for someone to visit her. And she said she had to get home. There was somebody on the other side that she was waiting to see, or knew she would see when she got there. I feel like this could possibly be like either a child or a child to her. That's what I feel like. I feel like it was like some sort of like child to her or something that she was waiting to see on the other side. And she said this is who she got to see, and she got to see on the other side. Um, she is not in no hospital bed. I can tell you that. She's not in no hospital bed. She's out of that. And she also has, what is with her hands, swollen hands or puffy hands or something, almost like rings. Like I don't know if she could wear rings or not wear her rings, but she's kind of coming through like with all of these little things that she really truly just want us to know about who she was there. But she says, I'm nothing like her no more. That's not who she is anymore. She says, I'm free. I feel like whatever was going on, I feel like she's finally free, and she feels like she's free. Yes, always burping. She was my favorite person. She was in the hospital while. Yes, she had other children that passed on. Okay. And that's what she tells me. Like she had to get, like, going home to her was that she was getting to her children. Like the children were there. They were opening the gates for her. Like the children were there for her. And that's what she's showing me, is that she had the children. The children were there for her. And she was so happy to get to see her children, or to be where her children are. And the time that you actually posted that was 1844. 44, number of the angels. um and so she has found her children. She has made that connection to the other side, and she is, she's totally happy where she is. I feel like it's peace is what she's showing me. Peace is making peace or made peace. Um, and I do feel like in her life while she was here, she picked up she kind of took over for somebody or stepped in when somebody else couldn't. And she kind of tells me that was just her job or that was who she was. Um, but she has found those children, and that she's at peace. And I feel like it's like a sense of everyone else around kind of trying to find that peace or making that peace is what's coming up. So that's what she got for you. She really just wants you to know that she is at peace. Um, and yeah, and so I'm happy I could bring her through for you, Cheryl. So you didn't need a card, you needed to hear from this beautiful auntie who is very motherly, very motherly. Um, and so yeah, that's what we got for you. Thank you. And you are so very welcome. Okay, let me go back up here. Uh, Lorene, Lorene, Lorene Banks, I'm going to pull you a card. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, where's her face? Look at her. Laying down with her mama. My little Phoebe girl, she's right on the mouse. There's Lorene. Rachel. Wow, Cheryl is my sister, and that was my auntie as well. I got a lot of what you were saying. Yay, good. I'd love to know what the basket was, though. Okay, Lorene. Wisdom of the Elder. This is Nugimi. And why did I call the card Nugimi? Is because there is all of these translations of grandmother in Mi'kmaq. And so I chose one of the translations to put in here. And so yes, it's hard for people to say it, but and so this is Nugimi. And so this is the wisdom of the elder. And sometimes we think, we got it all figured out, but we think we're this big wisdom right here, but it's actually right here. And so, Lorene, what they're telling you is that um, sometimes, you may feel like you want to do something, or you may feel like you are. Hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry, that was Lisa trying to get in. So sometimes we may think we have it all figured out, but what you're being told is that there is a greater wisdom, and sometimes it's greater than our knowledge. So sometimes we think we got things figured out, we think we know what we need to do, but then we have this little voice that is coming in. So from spirit world is that you're being told you're not always right. And I'm going to say that in a very light-hearted way because I know it's coming from spirit world. And it's like, listen, you're not always right. And so wherever that sense of you thinking, I got it all figured out, I know exactly what I need to do, but there is like another view or another opinion type of thing, you're being told from spirit, yeah, No, you're not always right. And it's said in a joking way, and I'm getting it in a very joking way, is that it's very sisterly love. So it's very sisterly love, and it's coming in that like I'm the big light, you're the little light. I'm the big light, you're the little light. Um, and so she's telling you that sometimes you need to listen and that you're not listening to your sister and you need to listen to your sister and that she's wiser on the other side than she ever was here. So I don't know if there's a decision. I feel like there's some changes or some decisions that you have to make or something that you're doing, Lorraine, that you're being told you need to listen to the wisdom of the elders. You have to listen to the wisdom that's coming from spirit, and just trust that the answer will come or the solution is coming. There's going to be an answer or a solution, and things are going to work out better than you could have imagined. But you are being joked. She is joking around with you and just saying, "You're never listening to me. I'm trying to talk to you. You're never listening. Listen to me." And that you are very much being kind of poked at in a sisterly way. Sounds like something my mother would say. Okay. And so you have just like you have a lot of love and a lot of spirit that is surrounding you. And I want to say this. I think there's some sort of choice or decision that is coming up. I feel like there's something either you having to make a choice or a change in direction or making like some big decisions, whereas you may need to kind of listen to everyone or listen to all sides of things, but something is going to work out better than you could have expected. Work out better than you could have expected. And Lorene, I keep getting sister, sister, sister. And so I know we'd have mother as well, but sister, sister, sister. Um, a move. Okay. All right. Yeah. I feel like things are going to work out better than you could have imagined. But really listen to spirit, listen to the wisdom that's trying to guide you. Don't jump too quickly. Don't be impulsive. Um, don't, don't feel like you have to do something very quickly um, and for it not to be a right choice or decision for you. Don't rush the process. Linda, yeah, yeah, it's exactly who it is. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, that's it, Lorraine. Yeah. And so somehow she's helping you. Somehow she's helping you with this move, whatever this is. And she's the wise one now. And I feel like you were probably always the one giving her advice, and now she's giving you advice. That's what it feels like. It feels like you were always giving her advice, and she always needed that of you. And um, now she's giving you that advice. She's helping you somehow. So know that she's there. Know that she's helping you. Um, yeah, that's what I got for you. Maybe farm related. She lived on a farm. Ah, okay, Rachel. Yeah, that would make sense. You are so welcome. Everything's going to work out just fine with the move. Everything will be great. Okay. Chelsea. Chelsea in Hawaii. Let's go with Chelsea in Hawaii. A lot has happened in the past year, looking for some guidance to what my thoughts are. Confirmation that I need to the direction I need to take our lives forward. Okay, Chelsea. Let me see. Hmm. I'm going to change cards. Oh. Well, Chelsea, like 20 cards just fell out. Okay, let me get back here. Guys, I have so much chatter going on out here that I'm getting so distracted. Oh my God. Okay. Chelsea. Some real indecisions happening, hey? Okay. So the first thing that I'm getting is something about, you know how easy it is to feel like um, we can kind of overspend when we are emotionally lost. So the card that I'm getting is truly about you managing the things that are important to you now. And so really managing your budget, managing the home front very well. Like trying to nurture something kind of with shopping or spending or getting kind of like feeling like you have to overspend or overdo. So I don't know where that's exactly coming in for you, Chelsea, but I feel that but that's coming up all around you. And I feel like you're working hard, but money is going out faster than it can come in. It's like if we work harder, we'll get further ahead, but you're not. You're kind of stuck in the mud. It's like you're really, truly, Chelsea, getting kind of spinning your wheels backwards. There is somewhere or something in your life that has things spinning backwards. And we can't go forward if we keep repeating that pattern. Whatever that is, that just is kind of overspending. And so, it's one thing to help people and to give a hands up, but we always can't be given a hand out. And so somewhere there is like this really, you're stuck in the mud. I just see everything is spinning, but your wheels are going backwards. Nothing is going forward because something has to be changed. It's almost like we have to bring something in to change that energy. And what I keep getting is go back to basics. You got to go back to basics, Chelsea. There is, and I'm getting a real strong grandfather energy here, like somebody who was very practical, very determined. I feel like they were kind of fit, like they weren't overweight. They were kind of fit in their body. They feel like they took care of themselves. Um, and he's just telling me you got to go back to basics. You're kind of losing sight of something or getting lost in something. And so go back to basics, stop trying to spin the wheels. We got to get out of the situation. So we got to get out of the mud and then be able to move forward. But first we have to fix the problem. So we got to fix this problem before we can move forward. And this is exactly as he's telling you, Chelsea, is you got to fix this problem before you can go forward. And he's saying you got to look at the basics. You got to get back to basics and create that balance in life, because there is no things are at a harmony and there is no balance in life for you right now. Something is really spinning things out of control, and you just keep adding more hours on and keep working harder is not really going to help when when everything is leaking out over here. It's not about you having to work harder. It's about working smarter. It's about closing off where money, energy is leaking out. So where's things leaking out, Chelsea, that needs to really truly be kind of contained, put back into perspectives, and to gain that clarity so that you can then begin to move forward. And as you begin to then move forward, you'll see the light of day. I feel like it's like things are going to start become clearer, and you will be able to begin to move forward. But you don't need more of something, you need less of something. And I'm really getting those things in check, like finances, any isms, any distractions that are standing in the way. Clear up all of that first before you can go forward. But back to basics. It's really about back to basics for you, Chelsea, and gain that clarity. And so I have Archangel Michael and I have a 10 coming in here, and I have the management coming in here. And so, sometimes we got to get out of our head. And I feel like you need to get out of your head and back into your heart. And I keep getting tradition, something traditional, something of tradition. And I feel like this is what this grandfather is bringing in for you. It's like, don't lose sight of who you are. Don't lose sight of where you've come from. Don't lose sight of those things. Go back to those things and then begin to incorporate and bring that with you as you move forward. And it'll be like a healthy new beginning is what I'm getting. It'll be like a healthy new beginning. But there's areas where things are out of your control, but you have to look at the things are what's in my control. So what's in my control, Chelsea, and how can I make those changes? And it begins with back to basics for you. So that's what I have for you, Chelsea, and I hope that resonates with you in somehow, in some way. Okay. Um, and hello, everyone else who's joining. Uh, Jessica, are you still here? Jessica, are you still here or did you leave? Your chatter sounds like my head lately. Yeah, except this chatter is not in my head. This chatter is out there. Um, I'm not seeing Jess. I know, puss puss. Um, okay. Oh, Beth. He's always with you. In spirit, he's always with you. Okay. I'm trying to find somebody that I'd seen earlier. Um, Beatrice Reed, are you still here? Beatrice Reed. No Beatrice Reed either. Okay. All right. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to end out with a collective card for everyone. So one big collective message that ties into the energy that we have happening. And it is about self-trust. So collective for everyone. We have balance coming up. And this card is bringing Archangel Zedekiel in. And Archangel Zedekiel works with our Earth star. So beneath the grounding of us in the Earth energy. And this is about us being very connected. At the very top, we have Archangel Metatron. But at the base in this Earth star is this is Zodiacal energy. And so being able to create balance in our lives, and this comes in with this comes in also with 2 cups, and that sense of bringing that flow into our lives. And being able to stay connected to ourself is stuff like self-realization, self-actualization. And so when we start to realize, self-realize, it means we start to really realize the impact that our own beliefs, our own way that we treat ourselves has up on us. And so overextending, overdoing, pushing ourselves, getting caught up in shit that don't matter. And so when we start to realize we matter, that's when we really start to think, well, okay, if I matter, then I have to start really truly being consciously aware of how I treat myself. And so this is one of the ways that we bring balance back into our lives, is that we see that we equally as matter as everyone else. If you're that person who wears that badge of honor, that you feed everyone else first before you feed yourself, then that's not a badge of honor. That's not something to be proud of. That's something that has either been conditioned or something that we do that becomes an ism. It's a part of the archetype of the martyr, of feeling as if the self-sacrifice is that you have to sacrifice you in order to make sure everyone else is happy, to feed everyone else, to please everyone else. But if you are not getting fed and you are depleting you, what makes you any less worthy than anyone else? And so that is an out of balance way of living our lives. Now that's only one perspective of balance. So where in our lives are we out of balance? Where do we have some old belief system based around the fact of worth and value, of self, and the perspective that we have of ourselves versus others? Right. And that's come up with the very first card, that was this sense of divine sisterhood. And as I said, it's, your environment matters, who you surround yourself with matters. The essence of, really truly um, looking at, you know, why do we continue to allow people to stay in our lives who are not good for us, not good to us, for our soul, not doesn't do anything that contributes to the healthy well-being, but yet we may have old belief systems around, well, they're, they've always been in my life, so I have to always keep them there. We can place people where they belong. We can go to a family dinner, but you don't have to let Uncle Johnny in your life if Uncle Johnny was never nice to you, right? and so, and so when you look at those perspectives, and you having to really lose yourself or sacrifice those parts of yourself to put yourself in position, because the old belief says, well, it's family dinner and everybody is family and we need to let all family be together. No, that's a bullshit story. Is that there is this sense of healthy well-being and healthy living, and that requires that self-actualization, that self-realization. So in everything that I teach in all of More Than Existing is learning the power of being able to think for yourself, and not to think from the thoughts that were somebody else's thoughts that became your thoughts, somebody else's beliefs that were just cultivated through the generations and lifeline of us, that we continue to hold on to and be, because that's just how we do things. That's just how women are. That's just how men are. That's just how we live. That's just how family are. There is a bullshit story in there, and it's called half-heartedness, and it's lies, and we are fed lies, and we are raised on half-hearted truths and lies, and they become our truths, and we're raised on other people's opinions and views. It's integrated into us. And so when we learn the power to just say to ourselves, question those things, and ask ourselves, does that feel right for me? Is that my truth? it does that really work for me? And it's like, yeah, maybe not, because if you are literally like feeling nauseous because you got to show up somewhere where there's people there that you know that you can't be around, but yet you got to put yourself there because that's just what you do. When do you finally say yes to you and no to this situation? Because whenever that would have happened in your life, of when you were being pushed to keep going, what that little version of you or the younger version of you, all it ever wanted was for someone to finally say, no, you don't need to do that. And so you become the parenting thought and you just say, no, I don't need to do that. And so we're getting that half-heartedness because we're just coming to the very end of that energy. We're coming through that energy and we're moving into a whole new set of a way of being able to just kind of, it's kind of can be like a disruptive energy. And so it's this disruption in energy that disrupts our thoughts, and it gets us to really think about the things that we're doing and asking does this create balance and harmony in my life? Does this feel like I am living my true life? Does, how long do we go on with going against our own instinctual self? We have such broken instinctual selves because we didn't, often it's like we didn't get to truly develop that part of self because we're told to not to trust ourselves. And so learning the power of being able to trust yourself is about that deep connection that you make with self and all versions of yourself, including your ego. Because if you didn't have your ego, you wouldn't have nothing to motivate you. So it's like, are you being motivated by fear or are you being motivated by faith? Both are invisible. We can't see either one of them, but both exist and both have memories and stories that are tied to both. But the healthy version of ego is motivated by light. It is motivated by love. It is motivated by faith. When we're motivated by fear, is about getting back to comfort. It's like being out in the world all day and then having to run home and just get your jammy pants off and take your bra off and get comfortable so that you're comfortable again. Well, that's what the unhealthy part of ego does. It's like, oh, okay, I'm all comfortable. But am I happy? Comfortable versus happy, right? You can be comfortable, but are you happy? Is your life thriving or are you just surviving? And that's where that balance is really coming in. And so really truly looking at opinions and views and the thoughts of others that's created your thoughts, and ask, is that my belief? Is that my thought? Does that bring me happiness? Does that bring me joy? Does that bring me satisfaction? And asking yourself and staying long enough with yourself to receive the answer instead of running. And the answer will come. It don't mean you got to stop living your day. It just means staying with yourself and just saying, I'm just going to wait until I see if this feels right for me. And I'll let you know if it feels right for me. And if it doesn't feel right, or if I don't feel like I'm in the mood, I'm sorry, I can't do this. And you will be happier with that self. Yourself will be happier with yourself when you start to do those things, because it will feel more like life is in balance and harmony with your true authentic self. And that's a lot of what we have happening right now. Hello, everyone who's joined. But that's what I got. I will be coming back in to pull some more cards. We did have some spirit here with us tonight, which kind of takes a little bit longer and takes more energy. So it takes a little bit from pulling some of the cards, but I'm really feeling that I'm done now. So thank you for being here with me. I will be back again. And as I said, the two card readings are from the Everyday Goddess, from this, that are video emailed to you. That special is on until September the 1st. If you want to purchase one of those, I suggest you get it purchased because it is ending. It will be coming to an end, and then it'll be back to my regular 2-card reading price of I think is $65. And these are emailed out to you. Also, I got a new course that is starting up. So there's a new masterclass. If you have never been in one of my classes, this is probably one of the best ones that you could be in for just coming in to begin working with me. I pack a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge in a 4-week class. So be prepared for a lot if you're coming in. This one is the way of the mystic. It is of the revival of the divine feminine. And it is about spiritual consciousness. It's about our evolution of ourselves as we start to, grow and evolve. I will be working with rituals and ceremonies and what else? Rituals and ceremonies and channeling and all of those things is all in that course. And there is 3 payment options. I always try to make it so that people, because the one-time payment may not fit in everyone's budget. So if you're interested in that course, there is 3 payment options as well that you can use to pay for that class. So that's what I got for you. Thank you for being here with myself and snoring Sid on the floor and little sleeping little sweet little Phoebe. That's the first night she's been up here. She's never on my desk, but she's here tonight. But that's what we got. I send you so much love. Have a beautiful evening, and I will be back again. I will be back in sometime probably over the weekend where I will come in and just strictly pull cards, and I'll see if I can get a couple of the other girls to join me so that we can come in and actually pull some cards, and we will announce it so that we can bang out a bunch of readings for people. Yeah, I'll see what I can arrange, and we'll get a few of us in here and we'll pull some cards for everybody. We'll have an oracle card party. So we'll announce an oracle card party. I'll see who I can get and how many of us we can get in here, and we can pull some cards for you. And yeah, just so we can get as many as we can. I send you so much love. Have a beautiful night. Bye-bye.